This is a tutorial for the Magnus VT300 tripod and the phone holder that's included in your student kit. When you first take it out, if it's brand new, it's still got plastic wrap on it. You can go ahead and take all this stuff off and take out the menu and take off the tag that's around the top of the tripod. Make sure you leave the barcode on there, but you can take this tag off. Okay, so when you're first learning this tripod, you need to know what these top knobs are for. This very top knob is controlling the tilt. So you want to loosen that and then lefty-loosey and then raise that tripod head up and then tighten righty-tighty. Now we want to open up the tripod legs. This part right here actually locks the legs in place. So if you can't pull the legs apart, try unlocking that part. And you want to lock that when the legs are fully stretched out so that they don't collapse. You can see it has a lock and an unlock symbol. Now we talked about the top knob controlling the tilt, but what about the pan? This second knob down controls the pan. So you want to loosen that so that you can get a nice smooth pan. Don't keep twisting these until they fall out. Just turn them a couple times and that's as loose as it's going to get. You don't want your tripod to move quickly. You want it to move smoothly. So when you're moving this, you're getting some resistance and you might accidentally move the tripod. So hold it with two hands. One hand on the handle. Don't want to accidentally move the tripod, and the other hand on the top of the legs. One hand on the handle and the other hand on the top of the legs. We're going to go ahead and tighten both of the knobs and take off the tripod plate. To take off the tripod plate, you're going to flip this plate switch all the way over until it locks parallel to the tripod plate. Then you can slip the tripod plate out. You can see that it slides in. It doesn't slide in, doesn't drop in, it slides in. So you need to slide it into place under these ridges. And then once it's in place, you press down on the tripod plate, and like a mouse trap, this switch will automatically close. So watch your fingers. You want to press down on the plate. It holds it very tightly onto the tripod. So flip the switch all the way out, slide the tripod plate out, and then press on the tripod plate, not on the switch. Do not pull on the switch. It will automatically snap to the tripod plate. Now, how do we put this onto the phone holder? This is the ring where you want to insert the tripod plate. Do not try to twist this right onto the plate. It will not work. Instead, we're going to take the tripod plate off and then attach it to the phone holder. Do not try to screw on the tripod plate like that. Instead, on the bottom of the tripod plate, you'll see that there is a little handle that you can flip up. Flip that handle up, and that will allow you to screw it into the phone holder. Now, how do you want to line it up with your phone holder? You want to hold that handle and line it up with the screw hole, but you want it to be so that your phone is facing away from the handle. So you actually want to make it perpendicular to the phone holder. So there's part sticking out in the front and a part sticking out in the back. So line that up correctly first and then screw that in. Line it up, grab the handle and twist until it's screwed in, righty-tighty. And then fold that little handle down once it's tight. Now, don't make it so tight that you can't unscrew it. That's very important. Just tight enough so that it doesn't wiggle too much. You want to be able to take it off of the phone holder. If you can't take it off, that's a problem. So not so tight that you can't take it off. So we're just going to screw that in until we feel that it's tight enough to hold the phone holder. So once it feels like you could only push it a little bit more, stop. flip that little handle down. It's very important. You fold that handle down or it will not attach. Fold it down so it's flush with the bottom of the plate, and then slide the plate into the tripod head. Make sure that your phone would be, the screen of your phone would be facing you. Not like that, not like that, not backwards. You want the screen of the phone to be facing you. Now you can press down on the tripod plate and it will snap. Again, watch your fingers. This snaps like a mouse trap. Flip that switch out and press down until it's facing you, until it flips in. Now, when you're putting your phone on the phone holder, you want to avoid the buttons on the phone. I'm going to go ahead and loosen the pan so that I can show you from the side facing the camera operator. So you place the phone into the red rubber holder, and then I'll show you what it looks like from the other side. You want to avoid the buttons on your phone into this red rubber ridge where it's going to hold your phone without scratching it. So you put it in with the camera facing out. You don't want to see any of the phone holder, and you don't want to press on any of the buttons. You loosen this part only enough so that you can move it up and down. Do not continue to twist and twist and twist. Do not do that, because here's what happens. If you keep unscrewing this, it's just going to come apart. You're going to lose this little black washer, and you're going to lose the pieces that go here. So don't keep unscrewing. Just unscrew one or two rotations. Just one rotation, and then you can lift. And if it doesn't move right away, just one rotation, and it might need a little budge. And when you put it onto the phone, you want to press down onto that rubber while you screw it so the phone is held very tightly. Don't be afraid to press down while you screw that in so that your phone is held in tightly. Okay, now that our phone is in the phone holder on the tripod, we can now operate this tripod with the pan and the tilt to get nice, smooth pans. Again, holding with two hands, one above the tripod legs and one on the handle. And we can get nice, smooth tilts. I'm going to go ahead and lock off the pan, tighten that pan, and just loosen the tilt so that I can get a nice, smooth tilt. Of course, we can lock off the tripod and just have it in tripod mode, sitting on top of the tripod. You don't even have to hold the handle to get the most stable shot. You would just let go. Again, you can get a nice smooth pan, locking the tilt and loosening the pan. I'm going to go ahead and tighten both of these things while I take the pieces apart. First, I'll tighten both of them, then I'll unlatch the tripod head, then I'll unscrew the tripod plate. Make sure you return the plate to the tripod. If you lose this plate, you lose the whole thing. The tripod will not work without the plate. So you need to put that plate back onto the tripod every time. Now, with just the phone holder, you can use this to get a more stable handheld shot. So grab both sides of the phone holder to get a more stable handheld shot. Now, when we're putting our tripod away, we're putting it back in the bag. But first, I want to talk a little bit about this handle here. You'll note that this can be loosened as well. What is this screw controlling? The screw is controlling the pedestal. So this handle here cranks the pedestal up and straight down on the neck of the tripod. People break this handle off all the time because they don't realize that there is a screw that controls how tight that can be. So fold that down out of the way so you don't break it off by accident, and tighten this if you don't want to accidentally lift that up. If you start to twist this, don't twist it if it's tight or you will break it. Don't twist it if it's tight. Loosen it first, and then you can twist the pedestal. Make sure it's loose enough so that you don't get too much resistance, and then you can pedestal your tripod. The legs extend out twice. There's 2 clips that hold the legs in, and each section of the tripod leg is about the same length. So you can get a very tall tripod, as tall as a human, if you extend both of the legs all the way out. What I like to do is extend them all the way out and then push them up just a little bit so that they have more metal to grab onto in between the different connections. That gives you a slighter, more stable tripod. So fold it all the way out and then push it up just a little bit to get more metal to clip onto. Pull it all the way out and push it up just a little bit to get some metal to cling onto. Again, these pieces of the leg are not a solid piece, so they fold into each other, and if you give them just an inch of metal to grab onto, they'll be a little bit more sturdy. Okay, now that the tripod is all the way up, it's almost as tall as a person, and then we just unclip to put these legs back in. Do it 1 clip at a time. Do not keep unclipping all the legs. Do it 1 at a time. Now, you can see here that we have a level that tells us if the shot is going to be level, and that's based on the tripod. That bubble needs to be in the middle of the red ring. If you're not balanced, that bubble will not be in the middle of the red ring, and that's just based on gravity, where that bubble is going to land. We're going to push these legs all the way up as we go to store our tripod and put it in the bag. We're going to loosen this middle piece and fold up the legs. We're going to loosen the tilt, and we're going to fold down the tripod head. You want it to go in between 2 of the legs where you're going to put that handle, and then tighten both the pan and the tilt so that it's not moving around and stretching back out. Once all of the legs are folded all the way up and the tilt handle is folded in, you can put that in the bag and it will fit perfectly. You may have to hold the zipper together while you zip it because it is a perfect fit, so it's a little tight. Make sure the legs are folded up all the way or it won't fit. And there you go. That's how you store the tripod. Again, when you're taking the phone off of the phone holder, make sure you're holding both the phone and the phone holder. Make sure you tighten that screw so that those pieces on the phone holder don't come apart.